Hello everyone, my name is Danny Suarez. I'm a part of Professor Pons Ethical Hacking Class of Spring 2016 here at FIU, Florida International University. I am a junior going on to be a senior, and I'm studying computer engineering. And this will be my individual video project for Professor Pons' class on ethical hacking, and it will be on social engineering. Now, like any presentation I will start with what is social engineering. Well, it's very possibly the most nefarious form of hacking. It makes use of the human trust and naivety to gain access to a system or a network. Okay, at the end of the day, and this is a very blunt way to say this, but there is no patch to human stupidity, unfortunately. An IT admin can create their system as strong and as tough as they want. They can force the user to change their passwords every 5 seconds, and they can put 20 firewalls in between their network and them and do all this other stuff. But if I can just go up to somebody and ask them what their password is, and if they're stupid enough to give it to me, that has all that security is now null and void. So the human element is the most important element in network security and system security, because it is the easiest to take advantage of. Now, what are some of the forms of social engineering? What are some of the tools they use? Some of the techniques, I would say. Well, the first one I'll talk about is impersonation, and it just as it sounds, it pretends to be someone you're not, whether it be by person or over the phone. So let's say you do it by in person. Let's say you go up to an organization and you pretend to be one of the managers at one of the firms or whatever. You can then from the inside gain access to their network, to their system, if you're able to get in that far. Or maybe not even that far. You could just talk to your secretary, and if she turns around and you're able to run some software on their computer that will get to the information you need, and then boom boom, that's it. Or if you can get the secretary to tell you that information even better. And then what about over the phone? Well, that's even easier, because there's so many tools nowadays to mask your voice and to mask your caller ID that it would make it really hard to trace it back to you if you get caught, and then you can just try again. So that's just one of the biggest forms of this is calling the help desk, customer service, because they do have ways to get into a system and get into a customer's information, and they want to get stuff done quickly and efficiently, their numbers and all that. So I can call them and pretend that I am the user and try to get their password or their PIN numbers or whatever I want. And more than likely I can get somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. It might be their first day, they just want to go home, their number doesn't load, they're trying to get me out quick. They might not go through all the security necessary to make sure that I am who I am, and then I can get access to the customer information or get access to that system. And then of course you can just call anybody if you want to get into your neighbor's want to get your neighbor's passwords or any of that information. You could just call them up, mask your voice and mask your caller ID, and then you could probably convince them by using impersonation to give that up. And then the next one is bribery, which, let's just say, that's a very hardcore technique to employ. It's basically offering money to gain access to a system and then blackmailing that person to keep access to it. So let's say somebody in an organization has a big gambling problem. Say find that out. You offer them money to give you the password, the admin password, to give you access to the system, and then now you can hold that over them, and they will keep helping you. Again, very hardcore way to do it. This is like very high end, very black hat way of doing things, but it is a form of social engineering. And the next one will be deception. Again, another one that's not that easy to do, but it's still not as hardcore as bribery. Basically, just joining the organization, actually becoming an employee, getting in there, and then attacking them from within. Gaining access to the system by being a part of the system. So again, you would actually have to apply for the job, get hired, all that other stuff. Or maybe you don't even have to apply for like an IT position to get access to the computers. You could be a janitor. Just walk around, and if somebody's not looking, get in there, boo boo, get the information you need to put on a flash drive, and you're done. So And that's deception. And then finally, we have reverse social engineering, which is actually causing a small attack on a system, like a DOS attack, coming in as a professional, as a white hack, white hat hacker to fix it, to help beef up the system. But now that you're inside, you can now gain access from to the system from the inside. So again, a very weird way of doing things, but it can work. So you DDoS a system, they don't know what to do. You come up to them, offering a solution, saying, "Hey, I am accredited. I can help you. I can patch up your system and tell you what happened here." And you can very do that, but you will also get the information that you need on the side while you're in there. So let's go even further. Those are just some techniques. Let's go a little bit deeper. So physical intrusion. Let's go back to that. Like I said, it's mostly done alongside impersonation, and it's physically entering the organization premises to collect the information. You could almost think of it, in some cases, there's the cases where you go in there and you get the ID and you actually try to become the manager or just talk to the secretary and try to get the information that way. But there are ways to case the joint, as they would say, as in a bank heist movie, where you get the floor plans, you find out what the security here. You can try to go in there at night with your tools, a flash drive, or whatever. Jack in there, get what you need, and get out. So that's physical intrusion. It's a really odd mix of hacking and just straight up, brute force stealing. But it is very interesting, and it is done often. And then now we're going to get to communication media, going back to the whole phone thing. So one of the first methods of using media to do it was to letter, to postal mail. All those letters that some of you guys might have gotten, saying that you got a prize or an award, you won the lottery, or whatever. Chances are you did not actually win the lottery, unfortunately. But anytime you got one of those letters, you probably said, "Oh, I'm sorry." It probably said, "Oh, send us your ID and your social security number, and we'll get back to you with your money, blah blah blah, your bank account, or any of that stuff." If you did that, sorry, you lost your stuff. You got hacked. Um, that was a very basic form of it. Not really employed that much nowadays because there's so much things technological. But we even in my house we still get the occasional scam letter that asks us to send us the information and we rip it up. Yes, don't send out your information like that through letter. You know. Uh, the next form is email, which is the more widely used one nowadays. But it isn't much the same way as postal mail is/was. You get sent an email saying that you want something, and then they actually respond with this. It can also be done as pretending with deception, pretending that you're the IT admin or something like that, and you need somebody's password so you can fix an issue. You can do that. Some people might actually fall for that. There's a lot of ways to mix deception with email to gain access to a system. And then that's where phishing comes in, which is basically that. You just use an email to trick a user into giving information about their account. You can say you're the CEO, you can say you're the IT admin, anything like that. There might also you could also, as the IT admin, send out a link saying, "Hey, I want you to fill out, this survey or this form that I need this new form filled out by the end of the day or whatever." And then you can have a link to a site, either fake or cloned, because there are tools such as HTTRAC you can use to clone a website, and and then it would have your name, social security number, identification number, all that good stuff, email address, password. But instead of it being sent to the organization that you think it is, it's getting sent to the hacker who sent you the email in the first place. So phishing is also a very big pain in the butt for IT admins. Okay. Moving on, we have instant messaging. Again, not one that's not too often used nowadays, because instant messaging isn't that popular anymore. Skype's a really big thing, but not in the way that it used to be back in the AIM days and stuff. But in here, the hacker could try to befriend the victim, and then try to get them to click on a malicious web link, or just try to get them to tell their information. Then after they trust them, after a while, they can be like, "Hey, let's switch a shared password or whatever. Some people might fall for that. And then that's where you get all those automated scripts that I'm sure some of you guys might have seen on Skype or whatever. With obviously fake people who are trying to get you to click on links and say, "Hi, how are you doing?" And then you respond, and they'll respond something back. And they have gotten, it's very admirable that they have gotten pretty lifelike. But they're still very obvious to detect. But some people do still fall for them and saying, "Hi, send us this," and then it's all automated, so the hacker can have it going, to many IMs, and they don't actually have to do anything. So that's like not a loss to them. They can write an automated script for it. And then, again, telephone communication, which again I talked about. They can mask their voice and caller ID, and then they can call help desk. Help desk is very, very vulnerable to social engineers, especially when it comes to user information, not even getting the access to the system. Okay, so how would you counter social engineering? Well, the first big thing is that you need to educate the users. Everybody should know. Don't provide information to unknown people. Don't disclose confidential information over the phone. Don't type passwords in front of unknown people. Like something as basic as that, people fail to do. Some of you guys who are watching this and Professor Pons know that people can be dumb, and they should know not to do that, but it happens. And not to submit information on an insecure site, only use the same password multiple accounts, etc., etc. Again, these are things that some of you guys might think is common knowledge and should be done, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't get done for some reason. So sadly, yeah. But that's kind of an overview of social engineering. I'm not gonna go into Kali Linux, which is a newer form of backtrack Linux. It's based off of Debian that had a bunch of awesome tools for penetration testing and hacking, all this other stuff. I'm gonna show you how to use Whois to look up domain names, look up phone numbers, stuff like that, and the social engineering toolkit. It's open source Python-based set of tools for penetration testing centered around social engineering. Did a bunch of cool tools in there. So here we are in the desktop environment of Kali Linux. Like I said, there's a bunch of tools here. But first, I'm just gonna really quickly show you how to use Whois to get very basic information that you can use to approach social engineering. So here on this website here, whois.icann.org, you can enter any domain name. One of Professor Pons loves a lot is Gilbert's Bakery. You can hit look up, and this is, before I show you all this, is all legal by the way. Nothing I'm doing at this point is illegal. Now I can see everything about Gilbert's Bakery, which I'll actually show you the actual website really quick. There's Gilbert's Bakery. They're a lunch place in Miami, around the area. But here is all the information. Here's the location of the actual bakery and the address and the phone number and that stuff. You probably have gotten from the actual website. But stuff like this, I have the name of the admin, I have his address, I have his phone number, all that I got from this website. And again, this is all legal. This is all nothing I'm doing right now is illegal. I can show you guys this because none of this is illegal. He put this information out there for whatever reason. So I can try to either call the store, let's say I wanted to attack the system or get information about Gilbert's Bakery. I can try to call the store and be like, "Oh hey, Juan Ramirez told me I'm an IT admin. He told me to call you guys to I'm gonna come by later, get back to your system, or he told me to call you to get you the password to your PC or something like that." And it's dropping the name on Ramirez could be could immediately open up that person to give you that information. Let's try one more really quick. There's a comic book store I love going to called Tate's Comics. So again, his name is in the site itself, Tate. His full name is Tate Otai, and he was not dumb and he actually put just the store's phone number in both and his address here, and like these are both the address of the actual location, not of his house or his cell phone number. But even so, I was able to get this email address. I could maybe send out an email to this person pretending to be somebody from GoDaddy, and try to gain access, gain information from that system that way. So this is a very simple way of social engineering, of getting basic information for opposites they try to attack. And then now I'm going to show you something a little bit more advanced. we're going to go over here and go into the social engineering toolkit. Again, there's a bunch of social engineering tools, but the one we're going to be looking at here is social engineering toolkit right here. Let's hit enter here. So here we go, copyright 2015, blah blah blah. Do I include these terms? Yes. And here we go. We're in the toolkit here. So here's the splash screen, and here's already a couple of options to choose from. We'll just go straight into social engineering attacks, and then you have a bunch of options: spheres, phishing attack vectors, which is again the phishing I was talking about earlier, the website attacking, infectious media generator, create a payload and listener, mass email attack. A lot of different options to use that can help in your social engineering hacking. One of the things that I love the most is Arduino-based attack vector. So actually, we're going to go in here and I can show you. It looks like so. The Arduino-based attack vector utilizes the Arduino-based device. There's a typo there, but oh well. To program the device, you can leverage the TNCs, which have an onboard storage and can allow for remote code execution on the physical system. Blah blah blah. So again, the TNC USB device is only $22. I will actually go show it to you really quick. Let's do a tab here, TNC. Right here is only 22 bucks. It's a very, 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 very tiny device, and but you can, it will create the PDF files and set to import to Arduino, and then Arduino will use that file and put it into the TNC. You don't have to do any programming; it's already had it for you. And look at all the stuff that is already here. HTTP get the MSF payload. MSF is a Metasploit framework, so you can put this on your TNC, jack it into to a computer, and automatically exploit a system. Internet Explorer, Firefox, Briefjack. Go to malicious Java site and accept applet payload. And then sniffer, jammers, stuff like so many cool stuff. Like I said, you can go in there with deception, go up to the secretary, have her look up something for you. As she turns around, plug in your TNC, boop boop boop, and then have her run whatever you need, get the information that you need, and then you're good to go. Again, social engineering isn't just for actually gaining access to a system. It can also be used to just soften a system, get the information that you need to then further attack the system later on. But there are hackers who do almost for everything as far as social engineering. They're just very charismatic people and can do that. So, and here there's a whole site that was linked there about taking a TNC and plugging it into a flash drive so you can jack it into a computer and run whatever Metasploit exploit or any of the other options that you saw here on that computer. Let's go back. But yeah, so this is the social engineering toolkit, and then that was social engineering. I hope I gave you a pretty good overview about it, why it is so dangerous and why it is so important to educate your users. If you're an organization, like, you need to tell everybody, don't be dumb. Just don't be dumb. But it's just one of those things that it's gonna happen. It's going to keep happening. It's going to continue to be a problem, and we just have to prepare for it. So, thank you so much, and thank you, Professor Pons, for a great semester, and have a good day.